edition of the African-wide Agriculture Extension Week happening here at Abuja Continental Hotel in Abuja. This is where we'll start the program for Agric today. This week, welcome to the program. The program is one that seeks to bring extension workers together in checkmating what the sector of agriculture is facing and what is needed to take this department to a higher stand. We'll take a quick break. On return, the program, of course, continues. Stay tuned. With the theme, harnessing agricultural extension and advisory services in scaling regenerative agriculture and nature-based solutions for food system transformation in Africa, the federal government of Nigeria has kicked open the conference. The aim of the conference, according to the Minister of State for Agriculture, is to reiterate the federal government's commitment in ensuring there's food sustainability in Nigeria. The minister, while highlighting all efforts put in place by the federal government in ensuring the sector moves forward, says he hopes that the conference is going to be one that participants are going to come out and offer solutions to those menace that is affecting the sector. Let's listen to him.
Let me begin by bringing to you our very warm greetings from the Federal Minister of Agriculture and Food Security. I bring you greetings from Senator Abubakar Kyari, my brother, my colleague, and I want to assure you that agriculture is up for another new deal. The two of us have signed our bond with Mr. President for performance, and he was very clear. If you are not performing, you leave us. And we don't want to leave him. So what is our option now? We have to perform. So I want to assure you that we are all committed to performing by the grace of God. Secondly, let me thank the leadership and the entire family of the Agricultural Advisory and Extension system for finding our country worthy of having your program, which we are all gathered here today to witness. We want to thank you most sincerely. This is the 6th African-wide Agricultural Extension Week, and we thank you for choosing Nigeria. And I'm sure for all the delegates from all over Africa and beyond, we welcome you to Nigeria. We welcome you to our capital city, Abuja, and I'm sure you will enjoy your stay without doubt. Thank you all for coming. It is my honor and privilege to address you on this occasion of the opening ceremony of the 6th Africa-wide Agricultural Extension Week. The theme of this year's African Extension Week is harnessing agricultural extension and advisory services in scaling regenerative agriculture and nature-based solutions for food system transformation in Africa. This theme itself is apt and appropriate for this time. It is indeed reassuring and pleasing to note that the present federal government recognizes the huge potential of agriculture as a key sector in driving the nation's economy and also as a tool to fight unemployment, hunger, and poverty. It is against this background that the present administration is pursuing an 8-point agenda, which includes the first one, the top priority, food security, followed by economic growth and job creation, poverty eradication, inclusivity, and access to capital, among others. The federal government seeks to restructure the economy into one that has sustained growth for improved living conditions of the citizens, as well as to create jobs and, of course, eradicate poverty. Agriculture must be market-driven, market-oriented, and we have to move away from subsistence farming that characterizes a number of our operations. In achieving this, the government has come up with a program such as the National Agricultural Growth Scheme, Agro-Pocket, where it is planned to increase our production, the output of our production, by supporting farmers with improved seeds, fertilizers, both organic and inorganic, and irrigation facilities at a supportive price, so that increased productivity and ultimately higher income for the farmers can be guaranteed. Here, we are also not unmindful of the fact that the cost of fueling an irrigation pump today has increased. And so we are looking in the way of renewable energy as an alternative so that you bring down the cost. So the irrigation pumps we are talking about now is those ones that will be driven by solar power. In some instances also we are looking at the electric ones where we can have charging points, solar charging points, where farmers can charge these irrigation pumps, use it for 3 to 4 or 5 hours, and then when they go to rest, they take it back to the charging point. But this will be done only in those areas where there are clusters of farmers who will be able to tap in from that. Agricultural extension, as we know, it plays a critical role in bringing relevant and improved technologies developed by our agricultural research system to the doorsteps of farmers. And to strengthen agricultural extension delivery services in Nigeria, our ministry has put together the first ever harmonized extension manual in Nigeria and a national agricultural extension policy. The manual focuses on how to effectively disseminate and deploy agricultural innovation technologies to end users using appropriate extension methods. The manual will be of great benefit to all extension players, administrators, farmers, supervisors, and the like. The National Agricultural Extension Policy seeks to provide a pragmatic, effective, and efficient, demand-driven, pluralistic, ICT-enabled, and market-oriented extension services to all stakeholders, but including, most importantly, youths, women, and people with special needs. Let me reassure you that the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is totally committed to delivering on its Renew Hope agenda. And that explains why food security has been made the #1 priority. And the target for food security is unambiguous and is part of what we have signed a bond of performance with Mr. President. Our resolve is to develop the agricultural sector towards the attainment of the objective of SDGs, also such as zero hunger and improve agricultural and rural productivity. The current plan is for us to drive towards food self-sufficiency in production while reducing our dependency on imports. Dear participants, this government is open to suggestions that can emphasize or enhance our efficiency and effectiveness in repositioning Nigerian agriculture. And I hope this conference will come up with actionable solutions that are practical, efficient, effective, and appropriate to drive our agricultural development agenda. At this juncture, let me appreciate African Forum for Agricultural Advisory Services, AFAS, for coming up with this great conference, and also to our development partners such as USAID, GIZ, IFPRI, amongst others, for supporting this conference as we have it today. Thank you very much. Let me say that a conference of this nature is an opportunity for African countries to channel their best experiences, share their best experiences, all aimed at ensuring that our agricultural production and productivity is enhanced, and to also ensure that we harmonize what we do in terms of shared experience for the overall benefit of our citizens. Now, you know, when you are a minister, you definitely have to take paper from those who are charged with that responsibility, the schedule officers. And that is what I have here. But I would like, haven't done justice to the official statement. I have a duty along with my colleague, and there are one or two issues, unfortunately, we're not able to bring into this speech. The reason being that up until Friday, we were involved in our retreat. I would like to say here that the importance of agricultural extension and advisory services today, just like it was yesterday, is even much more important given the challenges we are facing today in our various countries as Africans. And it is clear, we said advisory services. Who are we going to advise? What are we going to be giving as advice? I think the idea behind sitting down and coming up with theoretical frameworks and so many grammar and take to the farmer is gone. What farmers need now is technologies that are simple, understandable, and that they are available over multiple channels. The moment your flow of information is not happening, you will not make impact. Because today, the key differentiator is the capacity of the human person you have, the human capital. Their skills and competency, what they are able to do with available knowledge, with available technology, is what will differentiate them from any other person that they are competing against. But for us in Africa, remember, we are competing against our stomach because food security, hunger, is a major challenge. And we must rise up to that challenge. Now, if you look at the challenge of climate change, which is breeding all forms of insecurity, then you know that extension service, advisory service must be focused on enhancing efficiency of available resource use. You cannot afford to have people who will be wasteful. You need farmers who will be able to make the most out of the limited resources they have. And that will be a function of the knowledge that flows to them, the know-how, and how they are able to apply it in the final analysis. The group of persons I've seen in this hall today represent carriers, messengers, brokers of information, from those who have worked to develop technologies to those who will be applying those technologies in their productive engagement. That is your duty, and I have no doubt in my mind that for you to have sustained your capacity to group and organize in the manner that I'm seeing today shows that you have all it takes to deliver on that particular task. So I want to call on you, please. We need to really align ourselves. One thing I have seen over the years is there is always disconnection between people who ought to be friends. Disconnection between people who are supposed to be working together. I remember those days when Professor Arukoyo and his group have to go to research institutes to get technologies which they will bring back to process and to make available. That system was created to ensure that every research institute is able to disseminate their technology to any areas. But in all honesty, that system is weak if it is not already dead. Because the zonal agricultural research extension liaison services are not where they ought to be. They are not where they ought to be. It's what I know. And it's not what I'm debating about, but it's what I know. The various research institutes are not sharing their technology. Everything is on the shelf. So for us, what we would like to support and what we would like to propose is for us to go back to that same demand-driven agricultural research development agenda, where for every research you are developing, you know there is somebody who has already demanded for it. Not that you just go and sit down and just do whatever pleases you so that you get your paper, you publish, or you perish like they say. I think we need to find a way to move away from that. It's not helping us. We must find a way of making sure that demand-driven agricultural research is what is the driver. Countries that are doing it are seeing remarkable progress. Because if a farmer group comes to say, develop this technology for us, and you come out with your research protocol and tell them in 2 years we will do it, every quarter they will visit you to see how far, Oga, is it ready? But we are dealing with supply-driven research, and that is why they will continue to remain on the shelf. So this is one of the areas we intend to make some very dramatic changes, and I want to call on all of you in this group to please give us all the necessary support, because your own interest is to see that farmers' productivity increases by using appropriate technology that is available, that is accessible, and is affordable. Am I speaking that mind? But I'm not getting that. Maybe there is something to it. It's a familiar terrain, and we know the problems. All I just want to urge us is, please, let's join hands together. What the world needs now is more partnership, collaboration, more synergy, more harmonization, more partnership, more collaboration, more partnership, more collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. You can't sit down in your office and be an island. I will tell you one lie today. This morning, I was calling somebody very critical. And I told him, I would like to see him, but I have this program. I said, at any rate, you are also supposed to be there. And he said he's not aware. So what happened along the line? If you are having a program of this nature and those who are dealing with the seed system are not available, they are not participating, is it all right? AFAS, is it all right? So something is wrong somewhere. So to that extent, let me declare here to you that for us in the ministry, we want to do a comprehensive stakeholder analysis and mapping as the very first foundation upon which we want to base all our future actions. Many times, you are sitting down with somebody who is very influential to your work, but because you've never sat down to do a critical analysis of what he can do for you to influence your work, you underrate him and put him by the side. And it's been happening. We want to change that. We want to make sure, if we know your importance, we'll be the one knocking at your door, assigning the role. And so we have also declared henceforth, for any program that we're going to do, when you have your work plan, you must show us your partnership and collaboration plan. That way, You will have sat down. Anybody who is going to play a critical role for you, identify the person. Know what the person is supposed to do for you. If it's what the ministers will need to go and talk to, we'll go and talk to that person. But a situation where we sit down as silos, wanting to create a new world without branches, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, we are deceiving ourselves. And we know for a fact that was not how we are taught. We went to university, we had several courses. Somebody from crops, if you are doing agriculture, somebody will teach you botany, another person will teach you genetics, another person will teach you statistics, another person will, all manners of courses. I think the lesson there is that not one single part can help you. Like Arukoyo will say, not one road leads to the market.
All the participants at the event who gave their goodwill message highlighted the importance of extension workers. They say that without them, they are the main being of the sector. This, they say, is going because the department goes down to the grassroots. Let's listen to them.
When I look at our theme, I pick several words: regenerative agriculture, nature-based solutions, and food systems. These are very powerful words, which at the end of the day, we must ask ourselves, what are we delivered on this? If you look at the history of agriculture in Africa, we have catered for international interests. For example, we've established, we have gone into production of cotton to supply cotton to American, European, Chinese industries and the like. We have done that excellently. We have catered for national needs quite well, food security, not much hunger. And we have also catered for input and equipment suppliers. So many companies make a lot of profit out of agriculture in Africa, as well as off-takers and buyers. But there's this story. There were monkeys around a certain farm, and the monkeys were always complaining about a farmer who was chasing them from their field. One day the farmer died, and when the farmer died, the monkeys were very happy that we can eat the maize freely. And they ate the maize, all the maize. It was very nice. But in the next year, they found that there was no maize. What is it telling us? We are leaving out a very important constituent in the whole agricultural value chain, which is the farmers themselves. We have not developed technologies that have answered the interests of the farming communities. And I'm happy that with regenerative agriculture, nature-based solution, actually we are coming back to the things that we used to do in the past. We are no longer going to be only catering for the international needs and those other needs of people who are supplying inputs and the like, some of which have caused a lot of cancer around. We are going back to our roots. And in this case, ladies and gentlemen, the key players are not the researchers. The key players are not the extension workers and the like. The key players are the farmers themselves. They are the ones that have preserved the nature-based solutions. When we are bombarding them with the accusations that are not productive and all sorts of things, they looked at us and they laughed at us. They continued with things that made sense to them. What can we do to identify things that farmers are already doing, amplify them, get the lessons, and improve the agricultural system in Africa?
It is a great pleasure for us as European Union to be part of this essential gathering, because we believe that this is a symbol of the partnership, of that partnership and collaboration that His Honourable Minister was just mentioning. And this is something that the European Union has been trying to do with Africa and with Nigeria in the field of agriculture for many years. We do believe and agree that agricultural extension plays a crucial role in the development and transformation of the agricultural sector, and not only in Africa but also within the European Union. It's our own example, and this is what we have witnessed. It is through effective and innovative extension services that farmers can enhance their skills and knowledge, adopt sustainable farming practices, and improve their productivities and livelihoods. It will be of interest to you to know that the European Union has many strategic policies designed precisely to support agricultural extension services, such as the Global Gateway Strategy, the EU Green Deal, From Farm to Fork, and others. And these are precisely designed and implemented to improve agriculture and food systems, and also to contribute to a better climate and the environment. Precisely because the European Union recognizes the significance of agricultural extension as an instrument of change and development, this is why we are committed to support them all over the world. And we believe that with every farmer, regardless of their location, we should be able to give them access to best practices, to information and technologies.
It is a privilege and honor for me to be here as the Director of Federal Department of Agricultural Extension and to present the address at this major turning point of the national agricultural extension system in Nigeria. It is a great turning point because this program is sequel to the fifth held in Uganda 2 years ago, where Nigeria was offered the opportunity to host the entire continent. The Federal Department of Agriculture Extension was created in December 2012 as one of the departments in the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, now Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. The department was created to educate, to disseminate and support farmers to adopt improved technology, innovations along agricultural value chains, taking cognizance of gender consideration to increase productivity for sustainable agricultural development. Its mission is to provide a pluralistic, effective and efficient demand-driven extension and advisory services to all categories of farmers, including youth and women, to optimally use resources to promote sustainable agricultural and socio-economic development in the country. We are pursuing this goal to provide a national agricultural system, extension system that is sufficient, effective in the delivery of services to farmers and other value chain actors for increased agricultural productivity.
And that's it on Agric today on this episode. Join us again, same time, same station next week as we bring you another educating episode of the program. I am Khadija Oluwatoyin. I'm saying, catch ya.